Software is nothing but a set of instruction or group of program used to perform some specific task. The main job of assembler is to convert assembly level language into machine level language. The job of the operating system is to allocate processor for the process. Good morning to all. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram, Mysore. Today's session, I am going to discuss the syllabus of system software and operating system which is allotted for second sem BCA student. In the next slide, I am going to discuss the agendas of today's session. At the beginning, I am going to talk about prerequisites. Secondly, I am going to talk about learning outcome. Then I am going to talk about the number of units comes under this subject. Then I am going to talk about internals and question paper, and at the last, I'm going to discuss about the lab session. In the next slide, I'm going to discuss the prerequisites of this subject. To understand this subject, you must know these words. In that first one, I'm going to explain what is software. What is software? In general, software is nothing but a set of instruction or program used to perform some specific task. I repeat, software is nothing but a set of instruction or group of program used to perform some specific task. Some of the example for software is Windows, Word and PowerPoint. These are the two examples for software. Consider the example that I want to prepare my presentation. I'm going to use Microsoft PowerPoint. Here, PowerPoint is nothing but a set of instruction used to perform some specific task. What kind of task here it is? It is presentation. That is the specific task. I repeat, software is nothing but a set of instruction or program used to perform some specific task. Okay, then moving on to type of software, we are going to get two type of software, that is system software and application software. What is system software? Here, system software is nothing but a set of program that is designed to run computer hardware and application program. I repeat, system software is nothing but a set of instruction or group of program that is mainly designed to run computer hardware and application program. So, this system software acts as interface between your computer hardware and your application program. Consider the example. Think that I brought one laptop, but I did not install system software. That means I did not install operating system. Is it possible to work on my laptop? No. So what I want to do, I want to install operating system first. Then only I can able to work on my laptop. So here system software, it is a program. It provides interface between user, that is user application, and computer hardware. So the best example for system software is operating system. So all the operating system are the example for system software, that is Windows XP, Linux and Mac OS. These are the some of the example for system software. Then what is application software? Here application software is also a instruction or program designed for end user. I repeat, application program is nothing but a collection of instruction or program that is designed for end user. The best example for application software is Word, that is Microsoft Word, spreadsheet, web browser. These are the example for application software. So I repeat, a software is nothing but a set of instructions used to perform some specific task, where software is further classified into two types, that is system software and application software. Example for system software is operating system, whereas example for application software is Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Spreadsheet. These are the example for application software. In the next slide, I'm going to explain the subject outcome. Once I cover all 4 units, after that student can able to understand different machine architectures are available in the market. At the same time, they can also able to understand IBM 360 instruction format. Then they can also able to understand what is assembler and the different types of assembler. They can easily understand what is pass 1 assembler and what is pass 2 assembler. They also write their own macro. They can also call their own macro, and they can also understand what is loader, what is the job of the loader, why we required loader. At the same time, they can also able to understand and recognize the different types of operating systems are available in the market, what is the functionality of their operating system, and different types of operating systems are available in the market. At the same time, they can also able to understand and study the concept of process management. At the same time, they can also able to understand the concept of processing. Different processing algorithms are available in the market, and they can also able to understand what is deadlock, how to avoid the deadlock, how to prevent the deadlock. These are the some of the subject outcome. In the next slide, I am going to discuss the different chapters comes under different unit. In this subject, we are going to get 4 different unit. In that, I am going to explain first unit. First unit includes two chapters, that is machine architecture and assembler. In machine architecture, we are going to study CISC machine architecture. Then we are going to study IBM 360 information instruction format. I repeat, we are going to study IBM 360 instruction format. At the same time, we are going to study what is assembler. What is assembler? The main job of assembler is to convert assembly level language into machine level language. In this chapter, we are going to study the different types of assemblers are present in the market. Especially, we are going to study Pass 1 assembler and Pass 2 assembler. At the same time, we are going to study sorting, that is sorting and searching algorithms. So, in the sorting algorithm, we are going to study bubble sort, bucket sort, cell sort, etc. In the searching algorithm, we are going to study linear search and binary search. Moving on to the next unit. In this unit, we are going to get two chapters, that is macro language and macro processor and loader. In the first chapter, we are going to study macro. What is macro? Macro is nothing but a small program or set of program, or it is a sub-routine. It is a sub-routine. Consider the situation. Think that you want to write same code again and again. Instead of writing same code again and again, what I will do, I am going to create macro. Inside macro, I am going to write those codes, and wherever I require those codes, I am going to call that macro. Okay. So, in this chapter, we are going to study how to create macro, how to expand macro, and the different types of macro processors are available. At the same time, we are going to study loader. What is loader? Loader. What is the job of the loader? The job of the loader is that load the program. I repeat, the job of the loader is to load the program. So, we all know that all the programs and files are stored in secondary storage device. Suppose if I want to execute those program or file, then I want to bring those program or files from secondary storage to main memory. This is the job of the loader. In loader, we are going to study different types of loader. In that, we are going to study go to loader, absolute loader and bootstrap loader. In the next unit, we are going to get two chapters. One is introduction and another one is process management. In the introduction part, we are going to study what is operating system, types of operating system and the functionality of the operating system. In the second half, we are going to get process management. What is process management? Here, process is nothing but a program in execution is called process. How to create the process, how to manage the process and how to terminate the process, we are going to study under this chapter. In the fourth unit, once again, we are going to get two chapters, that is scheduling and deadlock. In scheduling, we are going to study process scheduling. Process scheduling. What is processor? The heart of the computer is processor. The job of the operating system is to schedule or allocate processor for process. I repeat, the job of the operating system is to allocate processor for the process. Once again, here we are going to study different scheduling algorithms. In that, we are going to study primitive scheduling algorithm, non-primitive scheduling algorithm. In that, we are going to study shortest job. First, round robin algorithm, first come, first serve. These are the some of the algorithms comes under process scheduling. At the last, we are going to study deadlock. What is deadlock? Deadlock is a situation where two or more processes trying to access same resource, but the same resource is used by some other process. That situation itself called deadlock. Consider the example here. P1 and P2 are the process. R1 and R2 are the resources. P1 holds R2. Process P1 holds resource R2. To complete process P1's execution, it requires resource 1. It requires resource 1. But the same resource R1 is used by process 2. To complete process 2's execution, it requires resource R2. But the same resource R2 is used by some other process P1. This situation itself called deadlock. So, in this subject, we are going to get 4 units. Each unit includes 2 chapters. Moving on to the next slide, I am going to discuss the internals. So, total we are going to get 3 internals. Each internals carries 20 marks. During finalization, I am going to consider the average of 2 internals. I repeat, I am going to consider average of 2 internal. Moving on to the question paper pattern. In question paper, you are going to get 2 sections, that is part A and part B. In part A, we are going to get 12 questions. Out of 12 questions, we need to answer 10 questions. Each question carries 2 marks. In part B, once again, we are going to get 8 questions. Out of 8 questions, we need to answer 4 questions. Each question carries 15 marks. Here, the 15 marks are divided in the form of 8 plus 7. So, this is all about your question paper pattern. Moving on to the lab session. In this subject, you are going to get lab. During lab session, I'll explain the lab programs. Before going to prescribe which book you want to refer, let me to recall the things which I covered in this session. Initially, I started with what is software, what are the types of software, what is the outcome of this subject. Then I explained the different units comes under this subject. Moving on to the reference textbook. To understand this subject, you want to refer to textbook, that is System Software by Leland L. Beck. Another textbook is Operating System Concept by Abraham Silberschatz. These are the two textbooks you want to refer, because this subject includes two subjects, that is operating system is one separate subject and system software is another subject. So this subject combines both subjects, that is operating system and system software. Thank you.